Hello, so this is the beginning of my MKAL 2025. So I'm sitting on the living room floor right now. It's Friday evening, so technically Clue 1 came out yesterday, but during my lunch today, I caked up all of my yarns. So I'm using a set that I got from Fiverr Hustle. It's their fingering 4-ply. So this is my color palette. So I'm just watching the beginning of Steven's video, and he's talking a lot about color placement. I have looked on the Ravelry group as well to try to determine, you know, I always like to look ahead. I don't necessarily keep each clue as I spoil myself. I look and see what each clue is each week. But I know that he says later on color C is a color pop. So this is what I definitely want for color C, because my other 3 colors are pretty much a gradient. So these are the 3, and then my color pop. So now I'm trying to figure out A, B, and D here. Everything he's kind of saying this week based on his color placement is, it sounds like he's saying like the darkest color for A. So for me that would be this navy, pretty blue. And so then I have these other 2 colors. He did mention that there is a gradient later on of ADB. ADB. So for me that makes me feel like I want this as B and this as D, because A, D, B. I feel like that's confusing because it's a gradient but they're out of order. But I like that idea, so I'm thinking A, and then my second color is B. These are impossible for me to hold. So A, B, my chartreuse is C, and then D here. And I'm thinking that's gonna be my order. So A at the darkest, B, C, D. Yeah, color C will be a solo later. A should be a nice contrast with the others. Kind of mentioned his was the darkest, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then with the darkest or lightest colors will work for A, but then he switched his B and D. Let me rewatch that gradient part again. Okay, I think I've set all my colors. A is the darkest, C is this, B is my green. I'm gonna take a quick picture, but now I think I'm ready to cast on and see how it goes. Exciting. It is Saturday morning now. I had to think about that for a little bit. Been sitting outside, I've been listening to an audiobook, so that's been really nice. And we ended up going to dinner last night, so I didn't make a ton of progress, but I have, as of this morning, finished the first scallop. So I think this is essentially the pattern that we're doing. You can see, so the dark blue is my color A. My color B is this mint. C is this yellow, and it's in the brioche. And so this is the back, so you can see it a little bit more. It just kind of pops a little on the front here. And then my color D is really similar to color A, but you can see it a little bit between. It's this eyelet color, and then the garter is color A between. So I think it looks really cool. I think the welts are really poppy. Like that color pops really a lot. But yeah, pretty excited about it. So I think we ended up doing 6 of these total. And I think I saw like on the Ravelry forums, like if you do one a day, you pretty much just stay on track. So I'm gonna try to do a second one today. Maybe a third. But I do also have another project that I want to work on. But yeah, I figured I'd just give a little update of these and how it's looking. I think the colors are fun. I really like the brioche section. It's really squishy, so that's really fun. The welts are a little, I don't mind knitting the plain rows, but every time when I'm picking up the welt stitches, because you knit it together to like build the welt, I always have like a stitch that's left over, or like I run out of a stitch. So the last one I tried to start in a slightly different spot, and I think I got a little bit better, so I think I'm improving. But overall it's really fun because the brioche, I really enjoy these sections. I think it's cool, and then the lace isn't too bad because it's only like 1 eyelet row every 4 rows or so. But I think we just keep growing this now. And now that I've done one, I think all the others should be pretty easy now. Like I don't think I'll have to watch like the video as much. Maybe a little bit when it comes to like starting a new one and trying to join them together. But otherwise, I think it'll be pretty good. So I'm pretty excited about this. It's really nice outside today. Like some of the trees are starting to change and it's like a nice little breeze, but I think I'm gonna go eat some lunch now and continue to work on these. Good morning. It's Monday morning. I'm just doing a little bit of knitting before I have to log on to work for today. Still fixing my hair, obviously. So I have my coffee in my little ghosty mug. I love this mug. I didn't really check in yesterday on my MKAL. I was mostly just knitting, working on the scallops, working on clue 1. But I thought this morning, I just want to chat about some of the things that I've learned and kind of some of the adaptations that I'm making. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Yesterday I finished the 4th scallop. There are 6. So here it is. It's on 2 separate needles, so it's a little squished, but I love this. I love my colors. The one thing I like about the MKAL is it definitely pushes me to do something that I normally wouldn't pick. It's teaching new techniques, learning new things. So that's one of the reasons I like doing this. But some of the things that I'm thinking about as I'm making this. So if you're doing the brioche option, Steven says to like put basically everything that you're not knitting on hold on a separate needle. And you need that when you do the brioche in order to slide your stitches from one end to another. I have found managing both those needles to be exceptionally fiddly. So I only use the second needle when I am doing the brioche part. Basically, when I do my first brioche row, I'm knitting with my second needle, and then I'm knitting the brioche section on that second needle. And then once the brioche section is done, I'm ditching that second needle. I'm putting it back on the stitch, like the main needle, because otherwise it was just too much dangling around. It was too much for me. So that's one change that I've done. Because you only need that second needle for that brioche section. Otherwise, you can just keep it on one needle. I feel like I got very animated about that fact. Change number 2 is regarding the welts, which is mine, this like teal color. So on the welt, you're supposed to knit your rows, and then on the row where you form the welt, you're supposed to go down and pick up that extra stitch and then knit the 2 stitches together. That means you're picking up a stitch from the wrong side while looking at the right side. So you have to like kind of like titch your head over and you're like, is this the stitch? So what I've started doing, and I found this on the Ravelry forum, where when I'm knitting my last purl row of my welt, I knit my purl stitch, and then on that same needle I go and I pick up the very first stitch that I'm going to end up stitching together. So I'm doing my purl, pick up, purl, pick up, purl, pick up. So then my purl stitch and my pickup stitch are together, and I can just knit them together on the next round. And then you're picking up from the wrong side looking at it, and it's so much easier. So that is another slight modification that I've done. The thing is all these modifications aren't even modifications. They're just like knitting comfort adjustments. You know, like I wasn't enjoying knitting with the 2 needles hanging around the whole time. So like, how can I navigate this scenario in order to make it more comfortable for me? Same with the welts. It just wasn't a comfortable position that I was in. So what can I do to make it more comfortable? Steven has his way that he's doing and presenting, but there's obviously other ways that we can go about and do things and accomplish the same goal. I feel like that's a much deeper meaning. But you know what I'm saying. Like, there are multiple ways to do the same path, and that's something else that I'm liking about this. Anyway, those are really the 2 big like things that I've been thinking about. Otherwise, yesterday I did weave in my ends from the first 4 sections because I haven't been doing like the weave and Steven or weaving in as I go. It's just hard with some of these texture patterns. Like I don't want to like weave in on the brioche and it mess up the pattern, or on the lace and then I like it poke out. I did listen to Martin from Knit 365, and essentially you can just kind of hide your ends in your welts. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm weaving it in a little bit just to tack it down, and then I'm like feeding them into the welts because the welts are just folded over stockinette section. So that's what I did for all of the scallops that I had done yesterday. I had done 4 at one time. There's 6 total. I will not be waiting and like knitting the last 3. No, I wove in the first 3. I finished number 4 yesterday. I'm on number 5. I was gonna say I'm not going to wait and weave them all in at the same time because it was kind of time consuming. But I've now started welt 5 and I haven't woven the ends from number 4, so we're just gonna throw that out the window. Anyway, I have another 30-ish minutes or so before I need to log on for the day. So I'm just starting on my brioche section. I mostly ended up starting this number 5 because I was curious if we were gonna keep building out this way but we ended up, we're between 2 now. So I'm like building it between this scallop and this one. which I find very exciting. So anyway, I'm gonna drink my coffee. I don't know why I sang that. Anyway, we're still waking up. Drink my coffee. I'm gonna knit. And then we'll check in later. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. The next glue comes out tomorrow, and I'm determined today to finish this glue. You're getting a real nice background today. Hope you like this little vloggy chat section. This morning, I have just finished scallop 5. So I only have one more scallop to do today. And my goal is to finish this next scallop today. So this is what my glue is looking like. So I have one more scallop to add, like right here. I think I'll be able to do it. I really want to get this done today because the next glue comes out tomorrow. And as much as I can, I try to stay on a little bit of a schedule. Just trying to keep up a little bit. I really don't have many other projects on the needle, so this has been most of my knitting. And I had to dinner with a friend last night, so I didn't really work on it last night. So I really have today to do it. And the scallops are getting easier. Like, I know the techniques, I know how to do it. It's just a matter of actually doing it. So as I have breaks today, I'm going to work on this. Hopefully I can finish it today and then get all my ends woven in for the next glue. So the main reason I'm trying to get this done is we are heading out to the mountains this weekend and we leave tomorrow evening. And so editing Kristen would like to get this video up for Thursday or Friday. And so then that's where I need to finish this glue so that I can have the video, all the parts for that video together so then I can get it done and uploaded. And then I can just take this project and start working on glue 2 while we are out at the mountains over the long weekend. So that's like a little timeline of my brain. I know I could post it before or after, but I'd like to finish. I'm so close to finishing the glue. I'd like to finish glue. I'd like to have the video done. So that's kind of the plan. Yeah, I have no other changes of what I've been doing. Just been working on it. I really love my colors. I love these colors. I think they're so cool. I like where I placed them. I like that these little pops of the welts are there, and I like the little peak of the yellow coming through, the chartreuse. This looks cool. I just love how, I don't know. These shawls are definitely show shawls. They're very graphic, but they're very cool. Anyway, I'm gonna knit. Does anyone else thrive under a deadline? Would you like to guess what time it is? It's honestly not too late. It's currently 10:22, and I just finished clue 1. So honestly not that bad. I didn't get to knit as much throughout the day as I wanted. I ended up doing a workout during my lunch and, cooked, that kind of stuff. So that took a little bit of time today, but after dinner I sat down and I knocked out the final scallop. So I have finished clue 1 the night before clue 2 comes out. I was determined to stay on schedule. Also, I started a day late, so I think I'm doing okay. So here is my finished clue 1. And I'll let you know, this last scallop, I was kind of tired. Emotionally tired today. It was just like a high anxiety, high stress kind of day. So then working on this, like I had dropped some stitches, so then I had to go and pick them up, and then there was one row when I was supposed to be doing the eyelets, and then I knit, and I was like just not actively paying attention, but I was like, I am finishing this tonight. So I have. So here is, I'll give you some close-ups. And I do want to record this tonight because I would like to release this video before we go to town for the weekend. So I am going to get some nice progress photos and get them on my Ravelry page, but overall, clue 1 is done. I'm probably going to need to move to a bigger circular here because I'm already like on the ends of these needles. But I'm very happy. I have not woven in the ends. I'll deal with that tomorrow. That's fine. I can deal with that later. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little check-in as I actively throw stitches off my needle. Oh no. It's okay. We're okay. I'm going to put some end stoppers on this. I'm going to stop flinging it around. But yes, that is the end of my clue 1, and that'll be the end of this video. These vlog style videos are something new that I'm trying, so I'm sure there's going to be some kinks, some things that we're working out. So if you've made it this far, thank you for hanging with me. I plan to have another video when I finish clue 2. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me. Let me know if you're doing the MKAL. What are you thinking? What do you know, in general? Tell me what you're thinking. Oh, I did want to mention, so I double checked my stitch counts at the end of this. And so I have right here, I have some markers holding. So I have 4 stitches like on this scallop where I'm supposed to have 2. So I have a stitch marker, a light bulb stitch marker, like hugging those 2. So when I do the next row, I know to knit those 2 together. And then on like this scallop, I was missing 1 stitch from the stitch count. So I have a stitch marker between 2 stitches to remind me to do like a knit front back or some sort of increase. So I have that between stitches to do an increase, and then I have 2 sets of 2 stitches hooked together to remind me to decrease them together. That way all my stitches line up in all the right places. I'm sure it's something to do with where I drop stitches. I probably missed a decrease or something. It's not going to be the end of the world. I'm just going to correct it whenever we get to those again. But yeah, I'll actually wrap up the video now. Thank you for hanging out through this clue 1. You'll have to let me know if you are working on the MKAL. I'm enjoying checking in and doing these little progress updates, and I promise on clue 2 I will try to do a little more footage of me actually knitting. It's just I did a lot of the knitting this week on Sunday, and Sunday was the day where I was like, I just don't want to talk to the camera. I just knit. So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video whenever I finish clue 2. Fingers crossed that I can stay on schedule, at least through clue 2. Clue 3, I think, is 3 is normally when I start falling off a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna turn this camera off. I'm gonna get this video onto my computer, and I'm going to bed.